All right, welcome. Have you ever stopped and wondered how LinkedIn actually works? So today, we're not just looking at some article. No, we're going straight to the source. We're talking about their actual patents. We are going deep into the AI blueprints that make their recruiting tools so incredibly powerful.
Look, it's the question everybody asks, right? Whether you're a recruiter desperately searching for that one perfect hire, or you're a job seeker just trying to get noticed. I mean, how on earth does a platform with almost a billion users find that one right person in a sea of, well, digital noise? It feels like some kind of magic, but it's not. It's just really, really smart code.
So let's get into it. You know, the crazy part is the blueprints for this whole thing, they're just sitting there, out in the open, in LinkedIn's patents. By actually looking at these documents, we can pop the hood and see the brilliant and sometimes pretty surprising architecture they've built to solve this giant puzzle of professional matchmaking.
So here's how we're going to break it down. We're going to follow what I'm calling the recruiter's journey. We'll start by looking inside the AI black box. Then we'll see how candidates get ranked with something called a reputation score, how the system finds similar people with its relevance engine, how trust metrics come into play, and finally, how it all comes together to create an AI assistant. Okay, so picture this. You're a recruiter. You start your day and you're staring at this massive, basically endless pool of potential candidates. You type in something simple like software engineer and boom, the system just dumps this overwhelming list on you. That's problem number one the AI has to tackle.
And I'm not kidding. We're talking thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of profiles. It's total information overload. I mean, where would you even begin? Without a powerful system to create some order out of that chaos, finding anyone would be next to impossible. So the real question is, how do they create a signal from all that noise?
And that right there brings us to their first, and honestly kind of brilliant solution, something they call the reputation score. Before a recruiter even lays eyes on a list, LinkedIn's AI has already scored and ranked every single relevant user. This is the secret sauce that decides who you see first. Basically, it's like a professional credit score. It's one single number that tries to boil down all your expertise, your influence, your importance, all of it. A higher score means you get seen first. Simple as that. But how do they even calculate a thing like that?
Well, the patents tell us it boils down to three key things. First up, you've got the basics, the demographic stuff, your location, experience, school, all that. Second, and this is a big one, are the social features. Who are you connected to? Who endorses you? And maybe even more important, who are the people doing the endorsing? And finally, number three, your behavior, what you're actually doing on the platform. Every click, every message, every job you even look at, yeah, that's all data.
Okay, but here's the part that really blew my mind. The patent literally mentions PageRank. Yeah, the same PageRank, the algorithm that basically built Google. LinkedIn uses that same core idea. It means an endorsement from someone who's a big deal in their field is worth way, way more than an endorsement from, your cousin who's just starting out. Your reputation is literally built on the reputation of the people you know. And just like that, you see how it solves that first huge problem. That recruiter isn't looking at a chaotic mess anymore. They're looking at a ranked, ordered list with the candidates the algorithm thinks are most important sitting right there at the top. Okay, so the recruiters found a gem, an amazing candidate. What's the next logical step? Well, it's finding more people just like this one, right? And that's where the second big piece of AI comes into play, the relevance engine. So this thing is constantly learning, and it learns in two main ways. First, there's what they call implicit feedback. The system just watches what you do. If it shows you a profile and you just scroll right past it, it takes a little note. Probably not a good match. And then you have explicit feedback. That's when you actually click a button that says, nope, not interested. That's a super clear signal that helps tune the whole algorithm. And again, just like that reputation score, not all clues are treated equally. The patent lays out this whole weighting system. So, for example, if you both have data science listed as a skill, or if you've emailed that person before, that's a huge signal, a high weight signal. But attending the same college, or maybe you just viewed their profile once, yeah, that's still a signal, but it doesn't carry nearly as much weight. All right, so our recruiter has a fantastic list of super relevant candidates. Now it's time to actually reach out. But this brings up another massive problem for a platform like LinkedIn. How do you let people contact each other without the whole thing just turning into a giant spam fest? The answer is something called trust metrics. The core idea here is something they call social distance. And it's actually super simple, but really powerful. Think about it. Your direct friends, your connections, they're a distance of 1. Their connections are a distance of 2 from you. Get it? It's just a way of measuring how close you are to anyone else on the network.
Look, we've all been there. Getting spammy, irrelevant messages is the worst. It completely destroys your trust in the platform. If your inbox is just full of garbage, you're going to stop checking it. So how do they fix that using this social distance idea?
Well, the patent shows it's a pretty simple but super effective rule. They basically just encourage recruiters to talk to people with a social distance of 2 or less. That's it. Just by limiting it to your connections and your connections, you automatically skyrocket the chances that the message is actually relevant. It's a built-in filter using the trust network you already have.
Okay, so let's zoom out and put all these pieces back together. Because you got to understand, these aren't just 3 separate random systems. They all work together in harmony to create this kind of AI assistant that's guiding the recruiter through the whole process.
So let's recap that journey we've been on. Step 1, the reputation system takes that total chaos and puts it in order. Step 2, the relevance engine helps you find more great people. And step 3, the trust metrics give you a smart, spam-free way to actually reach out. See? Each step solves one problem in exactly the right order.
And for me, that's really the biggest takeaway from digging through these patents. LinkedIn's magic isn't just that it has a huge database of people. Not at all. It's this incredibly smart, multi-stage AI architecture that turns all that raw data into an actual strategic tool. It gives recruiters guidance, not just a search bar.
And that, of course, brings us to the big final question. I mean, this AI is just going to keep getting smarter and smarter. It's already handling the ranking, the sourcing, even the outreach strategy. So you have to ask, what's left for the human recruiter to do? What part of that job is truly irreplaceable? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.